National Signing Day, Louisville commit no more. DeAndre Moore headed to Texas. Gorney, this one was in the works for a while, and in the end, the Longhorns pull off the late steal.
Yeah, it looks like Louisville hung on to a lot of those Bosco guys, and good for them. But DeAndre Moore was one who wasn't going to join along. He visited Georgia. He had a connection there with his old coach from Las Vegas Desert Pines on staff. Texas really intrigued him for a long time here. He took a visit last weekend, really loved it. I think the idea of playing on the biggest stage there in Austin, along with Arch Manning and some other really talented wide receivers in the class, really sold him. So he had been committed to Louisville for a long time. They tried to hang on. They flew Jeff Brom and a lot of staffers out to the state championship game. That compelled a lot of the Bosco guys to stay, but DeAndre Moore wasn't going to be one of them. He wanted to kind of make a final decision here, and he did, with Texas beating out basically Georgia and then Louisville, since he had been committed for so long.
Now, one of the storylines with him early in his recruitment was that USC wanted him to maybe play defense. He wanted to be a receiver. We know he had I wouldn't say a tremendously productive senior year. He had some injury issues as well. Do you like him long term to stick at wide receiver, or do you think his higher ceilings at DB?
Yeah, well, that's the thing with DeAndre is he is definitely an athlete that can be all over the field, but I think receiver is his best position and where he wants to play. So, the ball was thrown all over the field during his senior year on the basically the nation's best high school football team. In the big games when he had the opportunities to make the big plays in that essentially the Southern Section state championship game against Mater Dei, he made big plays over and over and over. So when he got the ball in his hands, he made things happen. I think that's what he's going to do with Texas. One of the things of why the Longhorns won out here was because of Steve Sarkisian and his play calling ability. DeAndre Moore loved that, had loved it for years. And so I think this is a nice addition to a very loaded offensive haul for the Longhorns.
All right, so big get for Texas. Sting factor for Louisville, very high on this one, a guy that they really wanted. Be sure to check out rivals.com for more National Signing Day coverage, including our Signing Day live show with Gorndog out there in lovely California. Thanks, Gorney.
All right.